Hello and welcome everyone. We're so happy to have you joining us here tonight for our inaugural Fresh Play Fridays series. My name is Trisha Patrick and I am the Director of Public Engagement and Education at MCC Theater. Before we start, MCC Theater wants to center this event in a practice rooted in fostering community. We acknowledge how the past and the present converge on a past and the future converge on our present. MCC's theater home sits on the unceded land of the Lenape people. We acknowledge that this stolen land was worked on by enslaved Africans. May this living land acknowledgement to the Lenape, their elders past and present, and their future generations, as well as the experience of enslaved Africans and their descendants, serve as a starting ground for change. We have all experienced so much change in this past year, and this Fresh Play series is a testament to how we continue to endure, how we continue to serve our young ones and foster the development of their fresh voices. We hope you enjoy the program and thank you for your support. See you after the show.
Operations number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa by Gina Travis, directed by Jenna Worsham, stage manager Garrett McGrath, featuring Terrence Austin, Zuji Han, Eric De Jesus, Nicole Suazo, Gabriella De Leon, and Audrey Lang. Characters: Agent, a young man, anxious but hopeful. Lawyer, a young woman, secretive, resourceful. Boss, a man, charming, manipulative, also plays the king rat. Runner, a person, responsible, sarcastic. Driver, a person, loyal, somewhat unreliable. Ensemble, from a handful to several dozen actors, they play various roles such as tourists and rats throughout the play, as well as media voiceovers. Time, some unidentified future. Location, New York City. It's sort of like New York City today, except everything is a little bit off. The Mona Lisa is located in the Museum of Modern Art. The world is being destroyed by climate change. Prologue. In darkness, lights come up on Lawyer sitting in the middle of the stage.
When I was a kid, my mom used to take me to the Bronx Zoo. We take the train there all the way from Brooklyn. And the Bronx Zoo was my favorite because it had these birds in this outdoor aviary that was closed off by a net. And every time I went there at 2 p.m., there would be a bird show. These birds were trained to fly from one spot to another on cue. So the zookeeper, he would call the name of the type of bird, and the bird would fly over to him. And he'd talk about them, and then he'd call the next bird. And we would cheer because the birds were so cool. My favorite was the collared falconet. This bird was special. It was a predator bird, so you had to be very careful to try and keep it away from all the other birds. It would have been a bummer to have kids see the falconet try to eat the other birds. They kept her in a small cage and would only release her into the aviary for about 20 seconds in the bird show. The zookeeper would call her, she'd fly around, she'd return to the cage. And the orange feathers, they were so pretty. And I remember thinking, how can something so beautiful hurt things? Well, the falconet lures its prey in with its bright colors, and then, well, that's it for the prey. At the end of the show, all the birds except the falconet would fly in these huge circles, and they would stop when the zookeeper said stop. Then he'd say, I hope you enjoyed today's show, and he told us that we were his favorite audience. That made me so happy the first time. I felt special. I did something right. I loved the birds, and the zookeeper knew it. The next week, my mom had another day off from work, and I told her, take me to the Bronx Zoo, and she did. The pretty bird who hurt things was still there, and I still loved her. But then At the end of the show, the zookeeper said, "Thank you all. You are my favorite audience." And I thought, that can't be true. We were your favorite audience last Saturday, so that can't be true. So people lie. And there's a certain point in life where you become aware that you are in a world with lying people. And after I heard the zookeeper lie about us being his favorite bird show audience, I was scared. And I didn't go to the Bronx Zoo again for months because I was scared. And I was scared of the lying man and the beautiful bird that heard things. But I did dream about them every night. I dreamed that the falconet was my friend. And she would live in my room and we would play games together, hide and seek. And she had strong feet that looked like claws. We would play checkers. And she would use her toes to grab onto the piece and move it. And we would do that for hours. And she would always win. And that made me very angry because she was always one step ahead of me. But I loved her, so I didn't care if her winning made me angry. And it was fun. But it made me scared. Falconet is my friend, but she can hurt things. Now, sometimes I would take her onto my arm and just talk to her. And it was usually okay, but sometimes I'd get scratches on my arms from her claws. And I know that the scratches aren't on purpose, but they still hurt. I hope she never wants to hurt me on purpose. And the zookeeper, he was in my dream too. He would break into my house. He busts in through the door with a big scary gun, and he pushes me against the wall, and he says, "Where is it?" And I say, I don't know. And he says, the bird, you know what I'm talking about. And I reply, "What bird?" And he pushes me even harder and says, "Show me where it is." And I yell, let go of me, you're hurting me. And he lets go of me and starts looking through my house. He flips the table over, looks under rugs. He takes a big hammer and breaks open our safe. And my mother made that money. Those are her coins. Don't touch her coins. But he leaves the coins alone. And I scream, I tell him to stop, but he doesn't stop. He goes to my room and he sees her there, sitting on top of the checkers board. And I say, "Please don't interrupt us. We were just playing checkers before you came here." And he chases the bird around my room, but she's fast. She's always one step ahead. And I'm trying to keep him away from her, but it isn't working because he's older and stronger than me. And he takes out his gun and shoots her midair in my room. And she falls and she's all bloody, you know. Bird blood doesn't look like people blood. It's darker and it's gorier, thicker, and it's sticky. It feels terrible. I run over to her and I cry. The zookeeper points the gun at me and I say, "Can you help my friend? And you hurt my friend," but he just stands there. He walks closer until the gun is touching my head, and we stay that way for a minute, and I keep saying, "Can you please help my friend?" And he says, "I'm not gonna hurt you. You aren't like the bird. You're okay. She's gone. She can't hurt you anymore. Just stay away from the birds." I looked at the gun. It was right there. He left it right there next to my friend. So I take the gun and I start running all the way from Brooklyn. My legs are throbbing, and I don't run through the streets. I run through the subway, the tunnels, the ones that trains go through, but there are no trains. And there are all these patterns, and I memorize them, and I run all the way to the Bronx Zoo. I go to the bird show, and for a while, I think I'm not going to do it because he's a good guy. He just didn't want my friend to eat any other birds in case she got out of the house. It was bad, but he's a zookeeper. His job is to protect the birds, all the birds, not just my friend. But then he says, "Thank you. You were my favorite audience." And that's when I shot him. And he bled. His blood was thinner. His blood wasn't sticky. He got what he deserved. Because anyone who wants to kill beautiful things deserves that too. He wasn't a zookeeper. He's a scary man. And I used to think that if I had the power, if I had the time, that's what my job would be. I would go around and find every man who has ever killed something beautiful. And I would kill him and see if his blood was sticky. But that was just a dream. That didn't happen. My friend is okay. She's okay at the Bronx Zoo. And I went to the 2:00 bird show and I saw her. She was beautiful. You know, she was always beautiful. But in the 30 seconds that the scary man let her fly around the aviary, she tried to eat this pink robin. And the robin fell to the ground and bled, thick blood. And the robin was beautiful. I never really noticed how beautiful the robin was until I saw my friend hurt her. Maybe the falconet wasn't the only beautiful thing. She hurt a beautiful thing, and that made me angry. Because you are my friend. But you have no right to kill beautiful things. So I picked up the rock off of the floor of the aviary and I threw it at my friend. The scary man calls the police and my mother yells, "What were you thinking?" And they take me away from my mom and they ask me questions. And apparently the rock had almost hit a person. The policeman thinks I tried to hit a person. He asked me questions with words that I don't know, and he looked at me exactly like the zookeeper, a scary man. He said if I can just answer the questions, he will help me. The policeman didn't help me. Instead, the policeman hurt me. He lied, just like the zookeeper had lied. The scary man hurt me. And I was never allowed to go to any zoo in New York City anymore. And my blood is still sticky.
Blackout. Scene 1, a train platform, 2 p.m. A secret agent on stage wearing all black. A light comes up on boss sitting in front of a big computer in his office.
Boss. Hello? I'm ready to begin operation number 23. Steal the Mona Lisa.
All right, give me a progress report.
Everything is up to speed so far. I've got the laser in my pocket in case the museum checks my bags, and I bought a big old briefcase to put the Mona Lisa in.
Doesn't it look a bit suspicious that you're bringing in an empty briefcase to the Museum of Modern Art?
It's weird, not illegal.
I like the way you think. Still, we're running on a tight schedule. You getting stopped by security would just slow the whole operation down.
If they ask, it's because I'm planning to buy a lot of books from the gift shop. Holiday shopping. Let's say I have cousins who are art students.
Maybe don't mention the cousin thing if they ask. Or just don't mention anything at all if they don't ask. Life lesson here. Never volunteer up more information than needed.
Understood.
I taught you well. And I think you're right. It's weird, but not necessarily suspicious or illegal. I have faith in you. Play it smooth.
If I don't seem worried, they'll have no reason to be.
Exactly. Practice your breathing exercise. Box breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Let's try it right now. Remember to count real slow. Sometimes it helps to snap. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feeling a little bit better?
Yep. I think I'm all set.
And you're absolutely sure that the painting will fit in the case?
Yes, it'll fit. Don't worry. You know, The Mona Lisa isn't actually as big as everyone thinks it is. Like, it's so famous and everyone thinks it's huge. And then you just see this tiny little portrait with a huge crowd around it. You would think it would be like 8 feet tall, but it's tiny. It's kind of funny seeing all the people crowding around it.
Wait, is there anyone near you right now?
No, boss. There's no one around. Don't worry. No one's going to hear me. I'm sure there aren't even cameras in here anyway.
You can't take chances. I've seen a lot of young people getting arrested, getting fined. I even saw a couple of guns get pulled for hopping a turnstile.
I don't think they got caught from the cameras, though.
Just be careful. I've been hearing a lot of stuff going on in the MTA, and the cops are willing to pull a gun out on a teenager for not paying his subway fare. You don't want to see what they're going to do when they find out you're about to pull off the biggest burglary of the most famous painting in the world.
I got you, boss. I appreciate you looking out for me like that.
Okay. Anyways, driver just sent me an update. He parked 2 blocks away from the MoMA. He's ready for the signal when it comes. Plan is to get the signal for him at 2:56.
Got it.
You know the plan?
I do. I'm feeling prepared, boss.
All right. It's 1 minute to 2. Hang up and switch to the walkie-talkie. Can't have the NSA listening too closely.
Agent hangs up his phone. He takes out a walkie-talkie. Boss does the same thing.
I'm ready.
I believe in you. You're going out there and pulling off your first heist.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah, really quickly.
I still don't understand why you chose me for this mission. I'm ready, but out of the 5 members of our team, there are so many talented agents, and you chose the new guy?
I know. You're inexperienced, but you've got a lot of potential in you.
It's my first operation, and you're having me steal the most famous painting in the world.
Because if you could get through this, you'll be the most skilled agent we've got. You've got this. You can do anything.
I hope so.
Why, are you having second thoughts?
No, just nerves. I've got lots of nerves, but I'll be good. I'm gonna do this. Box breathing.
Fantastic.
Lights come up on runner and driver. Dressed in black, they both pick up their walkie-talkies.
Good morning, team. Ready.
Present. Ready.
Okay, y'all, 15 seconds.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1. Operation number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa, has launched and it is in progress. Update report number 1. Agents at the station, drivers at Central Park.
Look at that duck.
Drivers feeding the ducks. Runner will begin transit in 20 minutes. Agent, what is the arrival time on the next F train?
6 minutes.
6 minutes before agent is beginning transit. Next check-in in progress is at 2:08 unless an emergency occurs. Keep your walkie-talkies on.
F train now arriving in 3 minutes.
I'll check the TripAdvisor mobile app to see how crowded the MoMA gets around this time of day. Bye until next call-in. May God be with you all.
They hang up. Lights out on boss, driver, and runner.
Now it's 1 minute. One more minute. 1 minute. And it's almost here. They said 3 minutes. Time itself really does alter on the New York City subway.
Noise of a train arriving. Agent grabs his briefcase. Light.
Okay.
Scene 2. Inside an empty train car, 2:08 p.m. There are 2 people, agent and lawyer. Lawyer sits and reads her newspaper. Agent's walkie-talkie makes a beeping sound. He picks it up and puts it to his ear as if it were a phone. Lights come up on the boss, driver, and runner.
Operation number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa, has been in progress for 8 minutes. Check-in number 2. How are we doing, agent?
I am 12 stops away from the MoMA, 3 stops away from the starting location.
Driver, where are we?
Still feeding ducks at Central Park Lake.
Lovely. Take some photos. My wife loves photos of ducks and lakes. Buy me a postcard while you're at the park. I'm sure she'll love that. And runner?
Next A train arriving in 10 minutes.
Perfect. Keep it up. Next check-in is at 2:14. We're up to speed. Continue operation. Bye.
Lights go out on boss, runner, and driver. Lawyer looks up from her newspaper.
I haven't seen one of those in years.
Really? They're not that hard to get. You'd think they're ancient, but I got this for $15 at Target.
I've never heard anyone actually use one. Only seen them in old spy movies.
They have very effective communication underground. Who knew things would work better than most Wi-Fis?
You do know that there's underground Wi-Fi now.
Not one that works, though. Like at stations, yes, but between stations, you have nothing.
Yes.
We hear train rumbling in the background. Agent is very nervous about this entire stealing the Mona Lisa situation. He snaps to calm himself down.
Hey, could you try not to snap as loudly? I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to read. So.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a failure, aren't I? Always been one. Getting in people's way, getting...
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just reading.
Oh, of course. My bad.
The train suddenly comes to halt. Lawyer slides over and falls. Agent falling onto the floor.
Whoa, that was... Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. That was so sudden.
I wonder what happened.
Probably just another train ahead of us.
Yeah.
Agent starts to snap again.
Again with the snapping.
Not again. I'm sorry. I mean, I already said I'm sorry, but I'm sorry again. I'm just nervous right now. It's a thing that I do when I'm nervous. It's a breathing exercise.
Lawyer slams a newspaper down next to her.
You know, I don't even find this interesting.
I'm sorry if I ruined it with the snapping.
No, it's just that I'm trying to find it interesting, but it just isn't.
I never liked the news.
I used to not like it because it was sad, but now it's just boring. Like, I'm sick of all of this. All these articles are about the same thing. Sea levels rise to 75 feet before the end of this month, displacing the entire population of Cuba. They're always talking about the sea levels and all the new sea refugees.
I remember when people used to be refugees of war.
You know, they call them seafugees now. All the sea refugees.
Yeah.
That is such a stupid name. Just call them sea refugees.
It's crazy how they talk about sea refugees so much that they had to abbreviate it.
I mean, if the president is having a 2-hour-long debate about sea refugees every week, the extra half second that it takes to say the entire 2 words adds up. And apparently it can add up to a whole minute. So we spend so much time trying to shorten things.
That we lose the meaning of the word.
Right. Like, whenever I bring that up with anyone, they just look at me like I'm crazy. Do you want to sit? Remember when they used to say, "Stand clear of the closing doors, please"?
Yeah. I haven't heard that since I was a kid. What did they change it to again?
For a few years, it was, "Please stand clear." And now we got the shortest one.
Move! I almost forgot it used to be different.
I always forget that a lot of things used to be different.
Everything is crazy now. The earth is sick. The subway announcements scream at you.
Do you remember when people used to actually go to the beach?
Yeah! Before all the crazy chemicals they found. And you could swim in it.
When they found all the chemicals, they just added some more. You know, they're trying to get a new one to the ocean. A numbing agent to make it less painful for the people who end up drowning in all the islands.
Thank God they figured out how to put the entirety of New York City on stilts. They were even able to get the entire underground subway system with it too.
But for all the other islands in the world, everyone's screwed.
And have you heard of what's happening in the prisons near the sea? Even in America, they can't afford to move people away from the coast. And it's all crowded in there anyway, so they let them drown when the floods come.
Remember when all of anti-death death penalty activists would talk about how the death penalty is bad for the economy because of those pesky, expensive, lethal injections? Congress said that there are just cheaper ways to die. Just move them to the prisons near the coast because, drowning is free.
Thinking about it too much makes me sick.
I miss how everything used to be sometimes. It was always bad, but not this.
This world's falling apart. I'm telling you. We're all just being held together by a loose string of sanity.
I don't know if anything's worth saving.
Maybe everything breaks down. We can remember what it was like to be sane.
Were we ever sane, though?
No, but not this, For someone who says the news is boring, you seem invested in it.
I don't know if I use the best word with boring. It's more like tired.
When will this train start moving again?
This train better start moving. I'm going to be late.
What's your job?
I'm a lawyer. I've got to meet with a client before a trial.
Shit, that's important. Hopefully we'll move soon. Haven't even made the announcements.
What's your job?
Well, it's a little behind the scenes.
You sell pot?
No, not exactly, but something in that field. Would you care if I did?
The state doesn't care that much about drugs now that they're dealing with an outpouring of refugees fleeing from an international climate crisis.
Yeah. I don't sell drugs, but I'd rather not talk about it.
My mouth is sealed.
Over the train comms, we hear a train operator. Attention, we are being held by delays because of an electrical outage at the station ahead of us. NYPD officers are investigating the scene along with our electricians. We hope to be moving shortly and we apologize for any inconvenience.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, I have to make a call.
Me too. Shit, the Wi-Fi isn't working.
Agent takes out his walkie-talkie.
Hello? Hello?
We hear static on the other end of the line. Lights up on boss, driver, and runner.
Boss? Boss? Yes, hello?
Is everything okay there?
The train stopped moving.
Fuck. Okay. Emergency check-in, folks. Operation number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa, is delayed. Agent is experiencing train delays. Do we have an ETA?
Lawyer takes out her phone and tries to make a call. The call doesn't go through. She then starts to quite obviously eavesdrop on agent's conversation. He doesn't notice.
My train's been stuck for 104 seconds. Power went out in the station in front of us. They say the NYPD is checking it out.
Fuck. Okay. That'll take a while.
This is bad. I've got 12 more stops.
Boss, are we delaying operation number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa?
Agent was at the center of the attack plan.
What if we try to pull it back 20 minutes?
The MoMA is busy at 3:30.
Every day this month, they got a school group coming in at 3:20.
I read the school kids take forever there. Stare at the Mona Lisa for 30 minutes for some art paper.
Yeah, we can't push it to 3:30. To 3:20 or 3:30. TripAdvisor said that it will be too crowded. It has to be exactly at 3.
I can't make this train move.
Why didn't we have someone drive, Agent?
Driver's the only one here with a car.
You couldn't have picked him up?
If I drop him at the MoMA, that could leave a track that would lead back to us, and
We're a top secret crime agency and we only have one car?
Are you trying to lose your job?
No, I'm sorry, but it would have just been better
If I hadn't hired you, you would have been dying in the streets. You would have still been dying in the water. You would have drowned.
I said I'm sorry.
And don't forget that, runner, or else you're out of here for good.
Boss, what am I supposed to do?
Runner, can you steal the portrait?
Only Agent has the laser.
Agent made an extra copy.
I didn't bring the copy.
You didn't bring?
It was driver's job to bring the laser, so driver should have it.
I had the laser.
Had?
I dropped it in the Central Park Lake.
How did you?
I was trying to take a picture of the ducks for your wife with the lake in the background and everything, and then the wind came and
Oh my God.
lakes have strong tides now, water moving all over the place.
You lost the laser copy.
I was just trying to get a picture for your wife, and I...
We're going to have to delay the operation.
How much can we pull it back?
3:45. The school kids will be inside, so at least they won't be blocking the entrance. It's not ideal, but it's all we've got.
This makes everything harder.
We have to make it work.
Can we draw it back a day?
It has to be today.
Why does it have to be?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! It has to be today.
I also don't understand why we can't reschedule it to another day.
It just has to be.
Is the rest of the plan the same?
Yes. Do you still have the laser?
Agent pulls the laser out of his pocket.
Yeah, I got it right here.
What the fuck?
Are you around someone, Agent? I swear, if you're dumb enough to have taken your laser out in public, I will...
No.
You better have not. I trained you not to. I trained you much better than that.
Do you think Operation number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa, is still going to work at 3:45?
It has to. You're gonna run, and you're gonna run fast.
What if I can't make it out in time?
You want to make me regret that I picked you for Operation number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa?
Of course not. I'll be fine.
Good. Bring your walkie when the train starts to move.
Lights go off on boss, driver, and runner. There's a bit of awkward silence.
Sorry about that. I just...
You're stealing the Mona Lisa.
Oh, no! I was just joking around with friends.
Sounded pretty serious.
All jokes.
I don't care or anything. I just... That's interesting.
Come on.
I mean, it's pretty valuable in today's economy. Are you stealing it?
I can't tell you. You're a lawyer.
Not gonna lie, even though we're busy dealing with the sea refugees, that's gonna cause quite a stir in the media. Legal enforcement will be on to you.
So you think I'm actually gonna steal the Mona Lisa?
Yes, you have a fucking laser. We deal with them in criminal cases sometimes. I know how to tell a real one from a fake.
Oh, yeah.
Can I see it?
Why?
Because I think it's cool.
Why should I trust you?
Because you don't just start talking to any rando in the subway. There must be something about me that you trust to tell me you sell pot.
I don't sell pot.
And the thing about how you're a screw up, you don't just say that to anyone. So tell me.
I don't know what it is about you, but I trust you.
I trust you too.
So, I'm stealing the Mona Lisa.
I figured.
It's kind of my first operation, so...
What's the plan? And the laser? Like, you can't just take out a laser and not talk about it.
So, I was supposed to go to the MoMA by 2:50, where a runner would be waiting for me. I would signal the driver at 2:56 to start heading toward the MoMA. Then, I take this laser to cut the Mona Lisa out the wall from a distance. Runner is waiting underneath it to catch it, so I guess she's more of a catcher than a runner. But then we run. We just start running. And when we get to the driver who's waiting outside to get us, and the painting in the car.
Midtown is like a desert area these days.
So just smoothly drive away, far and fast.
My mom used to tell me that Midtown was super crowded, like where all the tourists are. Like you definitely couldn't have driven off with the Mona Lisa then.
No, it's just where the dead art is.
Dead art is more valuable than living art.
That's the idea.
Huh. Good luck with that.
I don't need it.
So can I see the laser?
You can call me an idiot. But yeah, I trust you.
Agent hands the laser to lawyer. She threateningly points it at him.
You're an idiot. I'm kidding, relax. Not everyone is out to get you, you know.
Once I get the Mona Lisa, that won't be true.
Well, I won't be out to get you then.
That's good to know.
The family that's waiting for me right now is gonna kill me.
My boss is gonna kill me if I'm not there by 3:40.
You know, I can't believe out of all the reasons we stopped because of an electrical outage. Like whenever there are scheduled weekend changes, like the B is running on the F or something, it's because of electrical improvements. 20 years, and I haven't been seeing much being electrically improved.
You can try to bust out of this.
How?
Allow me.
Agent lasers off one half of the door to the subway. It falls to the ground.
Wait, that looks fun. I want to try.
The stage is yours.
She lasers off the second half of the door.
Look, there's a tunnel.
I don't know where that goes.
Lawyer jumps down from the hole that used to be a door.
Look, it starts right here.
That's too convenient to be true.
Come on, we can navigate it together.
You know, you might be like a murderer or something. What if you're just trying to lure me into dark tunnels because you're a serial killer prying on your next victim?
We live in New York City. We just gotta blindly trust that everyone we come across on the subway isn't a serial killer.
I read something online that said on average you unknowingly pass by 36 murderers in your life. Just the people you walk by on the street and subway and stuff.
How would anyone be able to test that if you don't know which people you pass by are murderers and which aren't? If it says that you unknowingly passed by 36. Come on, we're talking about the very basics of the scientific method here.
Good point. I guess that's true. Okay, but what if it's just a dead end and we die there with the rats?
Then we'll die in good company.
Dear God.
Look, best case scenario, you steal the Mona Lisa and I get to my meeting in time. Worst case scenario, we die.
Fuck it, I'm going.
Let's do some real secret agent shit.
Agent is quiet. He looks around the train and then stares out towards the audience.
It's crazy how everything changes, but the New York subway stays as shitty as ever.
He jumps down. Blackout. Scene 3. A dark office, the past, a flashback. Agent in a chair facing the audience, wearing business casual attire. Boss is on the other side of the stage, also sitting in a chair that faces the audience.
Is this your first job interview?
No, but for a real job, like a big one. Yeah, not just a job interview for Target.
You're right. This is a little bigger than Target. You're dealing with a real job opportunity here.
A lot bigger.
Are you nervous?
A bit. I've never really worked in a office environment before.
Well, it's normal when you start off going out into the real world. Tell me about your experience.
I worked at Target for 2 years, and then I worked at this library.
That's not the type of experience I'm talking about.
Sorry?
Okay, let's start here. Someone gave you this office number, right?
Well, I found it on jobfinder.com last Thursday. My brother helped me find it.
All right, not a good liar. But we could change that.
Sorry?
Tell me where you found this job.
I found it on jobfinder.com. I can even find the last time I accessed it. I just logged into the browser records that.
All right, good with computers and technology. All right. So who gave you this number?
I'm very sorry. I don't understand. No one
You're-
gave me this number.
You're blind. You're lying.
I'm telling the truth.
You're not a great liar. And we can work on that, though. And don't worry, because you passed.
What's going on?
You keep your loyalties.
I found this on jobfinder.com.
Did Bob give you this number?
How did you know about?
This is how we set it up, okay? You could calm down. Panic doesn't get you anywhere around here. You were helping a man named Bob run a darknet business, forging fake government documents, passports, licenses.
I didn't. I don't.
You could tell me. You've already passed.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave me this number.
He's one of my recruiters. The link on jobfinder.com is private. You can only access it if Bob gives you the link. This job had 63 reviews, man.
But those 63 reviews said that this place was the perfect office job.
We aren't a real office. And all those reviews, they were forged. I wrote them all, every single one.
Oh, this isn't an office job. So
Bob tells you, agent, you have a real knack for this. I think this job will be good for you. Find it at jobfinder.com. The only requirement is that you send them an application. Maybe they'll pick you for an interview and you said yes.
I did.
He says, if you get an interview, don't tell him who gave you the number, okay?
I didn't get why he said that. No one even knows his real name. I still did it, of course. I trust what he was saying, and I wouldn't let him down like that.
This is how we find our agents. We hire recruiters, heads of various criminal operations, pass along good ones, and we tell them to say, don't mention my name. Don't mention that you heard it from anyone.
And
you didn't tell me. Even when I told you, you were lying. You looked like you were about to faint the whole time, but you did it. You didn't spill until I told you that you passed.
I'm glad I passed, but what does that mean?
Welcome to the job. We're a secret agency. Crime. And guess what? You work here now.
What about Bob? Won't he need a new computer person?
Don't worry about him. He'll find someone else. We pay our recruiters well if they send us someone worthwhile. Being able to create fake passports and IDs and not get caught is a valuable skill. If the authorities can't find our real names, it's much and makes it much harder for us to be tracked down. In fact, once you start working here, we have a policy. We don't tell each other our real names, just for security's case, you know.
I'm honored for this job offer. Thank you so much. I just need some time to think it over, and I'm still really confused. And I'd like to ask, what exactly I'll be doing if I work here?
You think you have better options than this?
I didn't say that. I just want to consider some things.
You know, Bob told me about you.
What?
I know a lot about you. How you had anxiety that was so severe that you couldn't leave your house for a full year and couldn't even finish school.
He really gave you the whole spiel, didn't he?
How your life completely came down to a crash. The hole of darkness. By the time you finally got out of it, so many years, opportunities passed by. And with everyone trying to move to New York City to get away, to get to somewhere safe, the safest place in the world, you needed a job that would accept you. One where you could work from home, not have much interaction with anyone except for Bob. He gave you that, and it saved your life. And he promised to get you a lawyer if you ever got caught.
Getting caught would have definitely put me in a really difficult situation. The government's been taking the whole sea refugee situation really seriously, and they weren't even the majority of our clients, but still I was told that helping even a few of them get fake documentation would be a federal crime.
So tell me, why you think you have better options to consider.
This is just really sudden. I don't know if I can commit right now, and I thought this was an office job. I'm not prepared to do crime again. Like, real crime. That isn't sitting alone on a computer making documents.
You'll be doing what you were most qualified for, and we'll show you everything else. This is one of the few jobs where we can teach you everything you need to know. And in this economy, that's pretty rare. You're acting like you've got a lot of opportunities on your hands.
I just need a little time.
You don't. You don't have other options. No one else wants to hire a screw up like you. What other jobs are you even qualified for?
Well, I was thinking I could go back to school, figure my life out. I could save up, finally go to college. I could learn about the things that matter to me and try to do something for the world.
You really think you can make it to college?
It'll take a lot of earnings and a lot of time to save up, but yeah. I can buy books, I'll study.
You know, your life isn't heading anywhere but crime. Working to make fake documentation for some of the most high-profile criminals in the world isn't something you could just turn your back from. And Bob and I can choose to report you at any time, you know.
I am painfully aware of my situation. I don't like it, but I've avoided getting caught for so long. And I want to leave this all behind one day. This is just temporary. I hope it's just temporary.
Kid, you are really naive. It's okay. It's okay. Listen, I used to be like that too. Trust me, my past is so different from yours. And something I've noticed about all these people I meet, all the people that I interview, is that they have so much hope in their lives and their futures. And it's good that you have hope. People need hope to survive. But you're young and you want to make it. If you want to make it, you have to start admitting that hard things to yourself. That going back to school, achieving all those goals you once had for yourself before your life went down the drain, it's all a hopeless fantasy, a dream, a disillusion. Sure, it helps you get through the day, but it can't get you any further than that. You're breathing in hallucinations, hearing white noise. No one has the heart to tell you directly, because it's like waking up a child from a good dream, telling them that their imaginary friend isn't real. With all of the years in your life, you've lost something you couldn't control. You can't take those years back. If things would have been different, maybe you could have gone to school. You know, you could have gotten the treatment earlier, had support, all the things that matter. But you didn't. And you still don't. And honestly, no one cares. When you try to do whatever you thought once was possible, no one's going to care about your circumstances or why you have so little to share with them. Listen, I'm just trying to help you out, you know? I used to be a lot like you. But the more you accept that some paths just aren't cut off for you, the sooner you can feel happy, the sooner you can stop feeling like a screw up and a failure. Trust me. I know what it's like, and I know what you're feeling. I'm just trying to help you out. We could use you, but even more than that, I think you could use us. Your experience is only applicable to a job like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so what do you say? You think you're ready to take the big step? To live in reality?
I'll do it.
I knew you had it in you. You made the right choice. I'm proud of you.
Boss gets up to get a file from a drawer. He slams the file on the table. Agent stares.
Welcome to the job, Agent. Glad to have you with us.
For the first time in this interview, boss and agent face each other. They shake hands. Light shifts. Scene 4, the dark subway tunnel, present day. Agent and lawyer with spotlights on their faces. Lawyer has a small compass out.
Okay, so we go north for the next station. We can transfer to the 4 or the 6 there. Hopefully those are running.
How do we know that the train we were on hasn't started moving yet?
We would have heard of it. Trust me, I know what I'm doing here.
Okay, and why are you carrying around a compass anyway?
This is a family heirloom. My great-great-grandmother sailed to America using this thing while the seas were still, sailable long ago.
You could sell that to a museum. They pay for it. A remnant of the shipbearer is worth a lot these days.
I could. The profit could keep me funded when the world ends and the legal system completely disintegrates.
You think money will still be worth anything at that point?
It's the only thing that'll be worth something. The president will be swimming out of the White House in a life vest made of cash and credit cards.
You think that'll keep him floating?
I'm not sure yet.
That'll be an interesting thing to watch on the news.
Assuming the cameramen are still there to record it.
Yeah. Can I hold it?
Lawyer tosses the compass to agent. He holds the compass to a child.
Just keep walking straight.
I don't think I've ever held something worth this much in my hands.
If you're planning on carrying the Mona Lisa out of there, you better get used to that.
You're right.
Agent looks closely at the compass.
Are those diamonds on the edges?
Yeah, my grandmother was a jeweler, so when my grandmother gave it to her, when her grandmother gave it to her, she made it into a necklace and wore it every day.
Seems like a heavy thing to wear around your neck.
She had a strong head. Not like me, though. I carried around my bag.
I think we have a shot at being on time. Everything might actually work out for us after all.
It was kind of thrilling, don't you think? The whole adventure is making me feel like I'm the one on the secret crime mission.
I mean, we have both just committed the crime of destroying public property.
So I'm a lawyer and a criminal. Okay.
What's the case you're working on right now?
I'm supposed to be defending Jeff Bezos in court today. Someone's trying to sue for price gouging. Every time a new report about the ocean comes on, the price of life vests and canoes get higher and higher. So today, I will be defending Amazon's legal right to play by the rules of supply and demand.
You're Jeff Bezos' private lawyer, and he didn't arrange for someone to pick you up and drive you there or something?
You're stealing the Mona Lisa and your company couldn't get better travel arrangements than the MTA?
Life is very strange.
Definitely.
The whole price gouging thing, though, that doesn't sound like something you'd support. Only having rich be able to afford those things?
I take the cases I'm offered and I do what I get paid to do.
So you don't actually believe in what you do?
No. You're a thief. Do you?
Not particularly.
I guess then we take the opportunities we're given. I don't think anyone does the thing that they dreamed of when they were younger.
A sudden change of temperature.
Shit. How did it get so cold here? When I was outside half an hour ago, it was 70 degrees.
Damn it, it was warm enough a few seconds ago. This is why the Weather Channel is going out of business.
We're gonna freeze to death before we find the exit.
Just keep going north, Agent.
I'm not living my dream right now. When I was a kid, my dream was to be a meteorologist.
Really?
I used to make these little weather diaries when I was a kid. I'd recorded if it stopped raining for 5 minutes and started again. I recorded whether there was soft snow or hard snow. Leave a bucket outside my building, and I'd check up on it after an hour to see how much it rained.
A real mathematician there.
I still have them somewhere. I'd write things down like today between 2 and 3:15 was half a bucket of rain, lowered to a third of a bucket of rain by the evening.
That's cute. Maybe the Weather Channel wouldn't be out of business if you were on TV with your notebooks and your buckets.
As you can tell, I didn't have many friends if I spent my time measuring rain in buckets.
Me neither. I I wanted to be a zookeeper.
That's very different from where you are right now.
I wanted to feed the birds and the seals and whatnot.
My favorite part of the zoo were the snakes.
Have you ever been to the Bronx Zoo?
I was like 7, yeah.
Did you ever see the birds?
I don't remember, honestly.
Okay, so they had like these beautiful birds there. It's not like any you've ever seen in any pet store or zoo. That was always my favorite part as a kid.
How did you get from birds to a lawyer?
I often find myself asking the exact same question.
I can't speak. I went from weather to stealing the Mona Lisa.
You do what you do to get by.
Are you making bank?
I mean, I live on the Upper West Side.
So, yes.
That's why I went into law and not birds.
Smart move.
Where do you live?
Brooklyn Heights.
Damn, you're making bank too.
My boss pays for a big apartment for all his employees. I have a lot of roommates. It's very cramped.
Those are some good employee benefits, though.
I guess so.
I bet you're getting a big paycheck if you pull off the Mona Lisa thing.
Something like that.
Well, have fun with that.
So cold here.
No, I think we'll find an exit soon.
I can see my breath.
When I was a kid, and it was so cold, I used to get like 4 people and we would stand in a circle and blow in the middle as hard as we could. And you could see the breath and we'd make like a little cloud, a small cloud of frozen breath. And it only lasts a second because then it would disintegrate. But it was so fun. Like for that 1 second, it was perfect.
When I was cold, I used to get a lollipop and pretend I was smoking. Put it in my mouth and exhale and imagine I was reading a newspaper or being a detective while smoking a cigar.
Yeah, I did the same exact thing. And then I showed my mom and said, "Look, Mom, I'm smoking like you." And she'd always get really mad about it. Said smoking was no joke and all that, and that I shouldn't try to be like her. So, hey, do you want to make a big cloud right now?
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So you're gonna blow as long and as hard as you can. You hear me? Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
They breathe out as hard as they can.
Fuck, 2 seconds ago it was cold enough to see my breath. Did it get warmer? It isn't working.
Or it's too dark in here.
These temperature fluctuations make me sad.
That was immensely disappointing. Maybe it'll get colder again before we find the exit.
No, we're almost there.
It's like 50 degrees now. I should have worn more layers.
Hey, I see a light.
Whoa, you're actually getting us out through this tunnel.
How did you ever doubt me?
You're a rando I met on the subway.
Smart rando.
You can have your compass back. Unlike the Mona Lisa, I wasn't planning on stealing it.
Comedian too.
Why do you just have random underground tunnels memorized?
I don't.
And how on earth did you...
You're not the only one with secrets, agents.
You know, I'm just happy that we got here. I can just jump on the 4 train.
Yeah, and I'll get on the 6.
I'm gonna be on time.
This door leads to a passageway that'll take you straight to the 4 train platform. You can then get to the 6 train from the station.
Hey, I just wanted to say Thank you for everything. Really.
I'm really doing you a big one not calling the police, aren't I?
Definitely.
Lawyer walks towards the door to her platform. Agent follows.
Well, you're helping me get to my meeting on time, so we'll call it even, right?
Lawyer opens the door. Instead of a passageway, she sees the door almost entirely blocked out by a piece of wood.
What is this?
You want me to laser through it?
No, it's only wood. Save that laser battery for your operation. Stand back. I took Taekwondo as a kid.
Lawyer kicks down the door. Suddenly, 3 huge rats swarm on stage. They are human-sized rodents.
Freedom! Freedom!
We are saved!
Freedom!
Freedom! Freedom!
Holy fuck.
Hail thee who has
Come across the kingdom!
The kingdom?
We got so lucky as to stumble across a fucking rat kingdom. Okay.
Take us to your leader!
I don't. Okay.
I don't have time for this. Now get out of my way, rodents. Clear the tunnel so I can get to the train.
No one is allowed passage until they bring us to their leader.
Leader! Leader!
Listen, I have excellent combat skills and I will kick your ass. And my friend over here has a laser. Like a real laser. Like a can burn through your little rat ears laser. So I suggest that you kindly fuck off and let us walk through your little kingdom to get to our trains.
We promise, fellows. We are only passing through the kingdom. We mean you no harm.
No one passes through the kingdom without first taking us to your leader!
I am really sorry, guys. We don't have any way to contact our leader. We're just 2 people trying to get on the subway. Please.
No one roams our territory unless they wish to go to war or offer peace.
We wish you no harm. We ask only for your permission to get to the other side of the tunnel, to get on the train. That's all we want.
Last time we let an intruder, they boxed in the kingdom with 2 wood panels. They want us to die here. They want to keep us away.
We are not like that. We broke down the wooden panel, remember? Look, we're here to give you more space to roam.
You know, I'm done trying to reason. I got somewhere to be, and so do you. So let's get this done.
Lawyer kicks Rat 2, who then collapses.
We have an attacker!
Attacker!
Our brother is down!
Rat down! Alert the king!
Call an ambulance!
More rats enter, carrying the king rat on his throne.
It is not every day that I'm informed that one of our subjects has been injured by an intruder.
Your subject was getting in our way.
Every subject is important to the functioning of the kingdom, especially since we were trapped in a tunnel by 2 wooden planks and separated from the rest of our rat society.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
It's majesty to you.
My apologies, your majesty.
Since you feel it necessary to injure one of my subjects to get my attention, your message better be worth hearing. I'm ready to listen to your peace agreements and your land negotiations between us rats and your species. Speak!
Unfortunately, we don't have any land negotiations to offer you, your majesty. We are both 2 humans who are trying to get on the train. Unfortunately, we have no land to offer you.
Unbelievable! You trap us inside this tunnel and have no land negotiations to offer when you break down our walls? What's wrong with you people?
Come on, we knocked down the wood panel that was keeping you and all your people trapped inside the little tunnel. Shouldn't you be thanking us?
Having extra land to roam means nothing to us if we do not also have a peace agreement. You think I'm willing to let my subject roam around these tunnels knowing they get exterminated at any time?
It should actually be pretty safe. There aren't many people around here these days. Now, trust me, I spent a lot of time in these tunnels when I was younger, And I've seen a lot of rats roaming around, being free. As long as you don't get into train tracks, I promise you and all your subjects will be safe, Your Majesty. And you know, sometimes pizza gets dumped in these tunnels, and they don't know where to put the pizza when it's about to spoil, so they just throw it into the train tunnels.
A tempting offer, but I do not accept it. I would prefer to live in our passage in safety where we have to rule and power as opposed to letting my subjects roam free and be left to victim of the elements. Oh, for the possibility of more room and eating your stupid human scraps.
To be fair, you can't survive in that passageway forever. What happens when you run out of food? You know, when we first knocked the wood panel, your subjects seemed really excited.
They were excited because the thought that you had brought us a peace treaty.
No, Your Majesty. They seemed excited because they had more space. Rats, I'm very sorry for injuring your brother, and I hope I can one day repay the debt I owe you, but allow me to ask you a question. Would you like to have more room? More food?
King requires us to have permission to answer direct questions about the internal matters of the kingdom.
So, Your Majesty, will you grant your subjects permission to answer questions about their quality of life inside the passageway?
No! Permission not granted! You will not answer her!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Okay, then. That's a little bit suspicious, isn't it? If life inside the passageway is so good and everything is so plentiful, why do you not allow your subjects to testify this for themselves? Something seems a bit off, doesn't it? Well then, let me ask your subjects this. When was the last time your kingdom had an election?
The rats looked puzzled.
Do not answer them.
Because you see, when I was in college, I studied a lot about rat kingdoms, and I have a bit of a suspicion about your kingdom here. You know, most rat kingdoms only use the word kingdom as a formality. It's more about tradition than anything else. The first rat city was a kingdom, so they've been calling their structures of government kingdoms ever since. But in reality, rat kingdoms are democracies, or they should be. You see, I did quite a bit of studying about this at Harvard, and I have never come across a rat kingdom that does not hold elections at least every month.
The rats gasp. They have been wronged by their leader.
But your subjects wouldn't know that, would they? How old are you, Your Majesty?
What does that have to do with anything?
Answer him, Your Majesty. Allow us to trust in you.
Okay, sure. To show that I value your opinions of my subjects, I'll tell you. I'm 18 months.
The average lifespan of a rat is 12 months. And these rats have lived their entire lives under your tyranny. And in fact, most of these rats look pretty young. They're not old enough to know how a proper rat kingdom election cycle would work.
Do not listen to this fiend! She attacked our brother!
Because you ordered your rat army to deny us passage through the passageway. And you know, I think I know why you chose to make this passageway the settlement of your kingdom. You knew it was near a train, right? Of course you did. Rats tend to be very aware of where they settle, and you knew that if you and your kingdom settled near a place that was near human activity, the passageway would get closed off. When the passageway gets closed off, your subjects can't leave. They have to stay here under your tyrannical rule, and you do not provide them access to media or information, so they don't even know that the government that they're living under isn't normal, and that they deserve better to live under than to live under your authoritarian one rat rule. These rat citizens deserve elections. They deserve democracy and to elect a parliament or Congress. No government can function under the hands of just one rat without a group through which jurisdiction must pass. And Your Majesty, I have to say, honestly, if I was one of your subjects, I would have revolted a long time ago.
Is this true, Your Majesty? Is our kingdom supposed to be a democracy?
What is this democracy you're talking about? How do you all even know what that is?
From my mother. Before she passed away, she told me of another rat kingdom, one full of democracy and equality. Every rat had a say in what happened, and the only reason she ended up in your kingdom is that she wanted to stay with her children.
Alas, my father mysteriously disappeared after he casually remarked in a work meeting that he didn't trust your leadership and that you don't deserve to be king. Someone must have reported him to you, and you sent his soldiers to...
That was mere coincidence. I put together an entire search team for your father, and he honestly could have gotten better than he deserved with the type of revolutionary activities he was involved in. My government was not involved in his disappearance and alleged murder. I can tell you that much.
You're lying to us. The lawyer is right.
She speaks the truth.
Truth. Truth.
Revolt! Revolt!
Revolt. Revolt.
Revolt!
He's trying to trick you.
Revolt.
Revolt!
Revolt.
It's time for a revolution!
No! Stop! No!
To overthrow the king's corrupt regime, we will exit the passageway.
And find a new location.
To create our own fair and just rat society, where we tackle social divides and ensure every rat is taken care of. Rat education, rat healthcare, no more rat worker exploitation!
Every rat deserves to live in a kingdom like that.
Evacuation of the passageway commence.
You see what you've done now?
Evacuate! Evacuate!
Revolt! Revolt!
Revolt!
Evacuate! Evacuate!
Revolt! Revolt!
And you, your majesty, are not invited.
Ah, come on, you guys. You're my subjects. You can't just leave me like this. After everything I've done for you, you just can't leave.
Actually, yeah, they can. Because if they're not happy with the way you're treating them, they can absolutely leave.
As dozens of rats yell revolt and evacuate the passageway, they follow their fellow rat citizens. Rat traffic guards organize the evacuation. Rat parents grab their suitcases and lead rat children out of the passageway. Rat lovers hold hands. We see rats dressed in the uniforms of various professions among the crowd. We get the sense that this is the first time the rat kingdom has ever gotten together as a society. A medic rat speaks to the agent.
The passageway is officially cleared. You're free to go. You can just kick down the wood plank on the other side. That should get you to your train platform.
Thank you very much.
Don't you dare!
Don't worry about him. He can't stop you on his own.
You will not cross this passageway. I command you. Maybe all my subjects have just revolted against me, but I am not powerless.
Looks like we're about done here. After you.
Lawyer kicks down some wood and goes through the door. Agent follows. They leave the rats and their social revolution behind.
You're really great at your job, you know? What are you doing after your meeting?
Nothing. What are you doing after your heist?
After you get the portrait delivered to boss, I have the rest of the day off.
Given that you don't get arrested.
Hopefully not. Well, goodbye then, I guess. This has been an adventure. Maybe we'll meet again one day. At the Bronx Zoo. You can even make our cloud of breath if it's cold enough.
I'm actually banned from all zoos in New York City.
Oh.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I never knew people can be banned from zoos. Why?
It's a long story. I've got a trial to get to. So.
Right.
Good luck being a thief. I'm sure I'll hear about it on the news one way or another.
Good luck being a lawyer.
Do you want to meet again?
Sure.
We can go to the train tunnels again today after your heist.
That sounds fun. When you first suggested we jump off the train into the tunnels, it sort of freaked me out. But now I'm here, it's kind of nice. It's all quiet and dark, and it feels almost like I'm sleeping.
I used to spend a lot of time here. In my dreams.
Assuming I don't get arrested, sounds like a plan.
Great. See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
Lawyer and agent exit into the train station. Light shift. Scene 5. The MoMA, 3 p.m. The ensemble on stage as a crowd of tourists. Tour guide stands next to the Mona Lisa. The crowd is busy taking photos. 2 security guards watch the crowd.
All right, folks, here we're coming to the most famous part of this floor and of this whole museum, the Mona Lisa. She's now officially the oldest piece of surviving art in the entire world, dating back from 1503, so we take especially great precaution in keeping her safe. Unfortunately, all the other museums throughout the world which showcased art from before the Renaissance era have been wiped out by the waters. Thus, our mission as the Museum of Modern Art is to preserve the most ancient pieces of art in the world for the viewing pleasure of our fellow New Yorkers. Thank the Lord above that they figured out how to put New York City on stilts.
A tourist uses flash to take a photo of the Mona Lisa.
Excuse me, no flash. Flash is bad for her. Did you know that one flash on a camera is the equivalent to leaving her out for 3 days in the sun? She's going to look like an old lady who didn't wear sunscreen. She may be old, but it's very important for us to preserve her youth and her beauty for us all to admire.
Tour guide nods over to the 2 security guards.
Take them away, gentlemen.
The security guards grab the struggling tourists and drag them away. The other tourists stare.
No, I'm sorry. I can turn off the flash. It'll never happen again. You can even have my camera if you want to take it away. I have a wife. I have a family. Please, it was an accident. I'm begging you.
They drag the tourists off stage.
I'll stop. Please, I'll leave the museum. I'll pay a fee.
The sound of a gunshot. The tourists all stare blankly. They all simultaneously move their gaze back to the Mona Lisa in one smooth motion.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Tour guide picks up a walkie-talkie.
We have a code purple. Please call the janitors to gallery 5B as soon as possible. Thank you.
Tour guide puts the walkie-talkie away.
No flash, please. Well, now that that's done with, the preservation of this painting is of utmost importance to us. For any visitors that we have, you may have heard that New York is called the city of dead art. Rumors have been going around that New York City is now the safest place in the world from the waters and will be the last to fall. So here, at the Museum of Modern Art, we preserve dead art. Sounds a bit contradictory, but well, that's how it is now. She's safer here than she would be anywhere else in the world. That's why the city is beginning to start commencing plans to clear up more space so that we can continue to load in art to the city. Next month, a few schools, homeless shelters, and hospitals in Manhattan will be demolished to create more space for the precious art that we strive so hard to project. I am thrilled to announce that the MoMA is set to gain 2 acres next year.
She looks at the Mona Lisa.
Looks like she'll have some space to breathe.
In a synchronized motion, the crowd of tourists take one final picture. Then they applaud the tour guide. Lights suddenly black out and the applause goes silent. Scene 6. Art gallery inside the MoMA, 3:35 p.m. Agent takes out his walkie-talkie. Boss picks up.
Boss, I've got good news. I'm already inside the MoMA. I brought the tickets and got through security.
Thank God. You really had me worried there. How do you ever get out of the subway car? Did the train start moving again?
I cut my way out with the laser.
You cut open the door? Jesus. That could have definitely been traced back to you.
The train was having electrical problems. They'll just think the door got electrocuted or something.
That's not a thing that happens.
I just did what I had to.
I know. You work really hard, kid. But I can't protect you from the actions that I didn't order. But you don't think about that now. All you're thinking about right now is how we're going to finish this mission. I know you're going to do well.
Yeah, that's what's important.
Okay, time to check in with the full operation. Goodbye until 3:40.
Goodbye.
Lights go out for a split second before going back up. 5 minutes have passed. The Mona Lisa is center stage with a security guard beside it. Agent stands among crowds of school groups. Runner is standing closer to the Mona Lisa. Boss is lit in his office. Driver waits outside.
Driver, where are you positioned?
Right outside the MoMA, ready for pickup.
Excellent. Agent, do your breathing exercises. Okay, guys, it is 3:39 and 28 seconds, y'all.
Wait, the security man just left.
Holy shit, and right on schedule.
This is beautiful. He's probably gonna take a bathroom break. So you have about 2 minutes to get out of the building. Okay, so understand?
Yep.
I value each and every one of you dearly.
The Pink Panther theme starts to play in the background.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Agent grabs his laser. He draws a rectangle around the portrait. The Mona Lisa falls forward. Runner catches it. Bystanders start worriedly pacing so we can hear Pink Panther theme. Tourists are bumping into each other, miming, screaming, miming, sobbing on the floor. An art student rips up their notebook pages angrily. People are pounding on the floor. Tourists dramatically embrace their lovers as if this is the very end of the world. Notably, the two things that no one does is call the police or leave the gallery to get help. After a big mess of pushing around the crowd, Runner pushes her way to the door. She finds Agent.
Agent, give me the briefcase.
It's too small.
Are you kidding me?
She looks so small from there.
How did you not Google the measurements?
I did. I checked Wikipedia and www.easyfunartforkids.com. They both said it was like 2 feet tall.
Was kids at least spelled with an S?
No, it was spelled with a Z.
Christ, just like Kids Bop? You really can't trust that website then.
I'm sorry. I really thought.
This is why your high school teachers never let you cite from Wikipedia. Those measurements probably haven't been updated in years.
What does that matter?
Have you not heard that the Mona Lisa's been growing during the last few years? And she's so heavy now. I don't know how fast I can run with her.
We have to before security gets back. We'll run with it together, now or never.
Damn it, Agent. You think you would check these things before you plan to steal the most famous painting in the world. Do your research next time.
I promise I will in the future, but we have more urgent priorities right now. Here, take that side.
Agent holds one side of the Mona Lisa. Runner holds the other. They run off stage. The tourists continue to cry on the floor. Lights go out for a second before coming back on. We are now in the lobby of the MoMA. We see security guard and other security guard. Pink Panther theme is still playing. The two security guards somehow have no idea that there is a robbery happening, are just chilling. Runner gives the Mona Lisa to Agent. She awkwardly tiptoes to the left side of the stage, all secret spy-like. Agent then slides the Mona Lisa across the floor to Runner. The security guards turn around and realize what is happening. A guard tries to tackle Agent, then attempts to tackle Runner, but she grabs a pocket knife and points it to the Mona Lisa's throat. Agent grabs a hold of his laser. The guards back off.
If you move, I'm gonna turn it on.
And if you even try to touch him, I will slit our little lady Lisa's throat. Won't be so valuable then, will she?
Can't do that. She's our main source of profit.
So we're just gonna walk away.
We will not allow you to get away with this treasonous act.
Bye.
Agent opens the door and then they dash away. The sound of a heavy metal door slamming shut is heard. Security guard takes out his walkie-talkie and lifts it to his mouth.
Code 123. Code 123. Call back up. A man and a woman have just run out of the building holding the Mona Lisa.
The sound of a car dashing off.
They're getting away. Alert the authorities. There's been a burglary at the MoMA.
Lights fade as the sound of police sirens are heard. Scene 7. An apartment, 4:37 p.m. There's a setup for a small party, a table, a few chairs, a box of pizza, soda bottles, and some balloons. A doorbell. Boss goes to the door. Agent and Runner rush in, carrying both sides of the Mona Lisa. Driver follows behind and quickly shuts the door.
Think we lost track of the police?
Yeah, a few blocks ago.
And that red car, the one that kept following us.
Haven't seen it in a minute.
Did you all not just carry this back here discreetly? God damn it, Agent! You said you had a briefcase.
Yes, but you see, it didn't quite fit.
So you didn't do your research.
That's what I told him.
It's okay. Look, we covered it with raincoats so no one could see.
How far did you park?
3 blocks.
So you walked outside with that thing for 3 entire blocks?
We covered it up very well.
We also ran.
That doesn't look suspicious.
For a few seconds, all look at the Mona Lisa still covered with black raincoats. It looks vaguely like a body bag.
Very sorry. I should have done more thorough research about it.
It's too late. People could have seen it.
I know. I almost messed everything up for everyone. Everything we've worked for could have gone to waste. We could have.
Take a breath. Look, you look like you're about to pass out, man. Hey, get him some soda. Runner, he looks like he needs it.
Got it.
Runner walks to the table.
Take a seat. All right, things went wrong, and then the operation wasn't perfect.
No.
No operation goes perfect.
Covering the painting in raincoats was his idea.
You see? You know, when the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre back in 1911, the guy just lifted off the 4 hooks and it hung on, shoved it in his coat, and just walked right out the front door? That is a good idea. The coats worked once, right? What went wrong in the operation doesn't matter. What matters is how you adapt and deal with it. You're fine, Agent, I say.
Runner comes back with a glass of soda. Agent drinks it.
Driver, check and make sure no one's outside.
Driver goes to check the door.
Clear.
They can't get us in here. They can't get you in here. We're safe and we're successful.
You're right. You're always right.
I've been in the industry for many years and I figured a few things out. And I would just like to reiterate that this is the most complex and difficult operation that we've ever attempted. The plan for the retrieval of the Mona Lisa was designed by a group of the most excellent international engineers I knew. It was a complicated plan, team, and you still did it. Everyone, we did it. We're here, we're safe, we have successfully completed operation number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa. Congratulations!
Bob starts to clap. Everyone joins in, though the clapping is awkward.
You ran so amazingly.
And your driving was so speedy, you avoided the police cars like they were the plague.
Runner and driver embrace.
Now let's take a look at our prize, our accomplishments, our marvel. I want to see her face. Runner, driver.
Runner and driver look at the Mona Lisa. They take the raincoats off.
She's absolutely stunning.
Wow.
Didn't get a chance to get a real good look at her yet.
So many hundreds of years old, and she's right here. She's been around longer than anything on this earth.
Something about her seems so eternal. Like, I can't imagine a world before she was created.
But at the same time, it looks like she's young. Like she's never gone through a sleepless night.
Agent, have you ever seen the Mona Lisa?
Once when I was 16, I think.
You know, there's this great debate surrounding her. She's got this really ambiguous face, right? You can't really tell exactly what she's feeling or thinking. People talk a lot about whether she's serious or she's smiling. What do you see?
She looks quite serious to me, personally.
You think she's thinking about something? Making some hard life decisions?
Something like that, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Well, I think there's a lot of joy on her face, isn't there?
Absolutely.
You know, my mother took me to the MoMA when I was younger. And I remember thinking she looked really sad too. Maybe it's a thing with age. You get better at reading faces when you get older, and you learn that the people in your life can smile without ever moving their mouths. People have all these different ways to smile on their faces.
That's a skill I'd like to develop throughout my life.
Or maybe It's a situation of circumstance. Have you ever felt trapped in your life, Agent?
Definitely.
You know how it makes you feel? Like you're small, you can't breathe quite right, and you go through your life always feeling scared about what's out there. Like you want to know, but you also like to stay where it's safe.
Yeah.
I think that's how the Mona Lisa has been feeling. Imagine being her, being locked up in that one museum all this time, unable to see the world, seeing the same faces over and over and over again, just coming to stare at you. I think that's why she looks so sad, Agent. She was trapped. She had nowhere to go. I see she's grown a bit since I last saw her. She's got all swollen up. It happens to people when they can't breathe. But look at her now. Look, she's smiling. I can see that she's thanking us. She doesn't have to be trapped inside the museum anymore. She's with us now. And we'll make sure that she never gets trapped again. You see it now?
Not quite. I still have room to grow before I learn to understand all the truth, you know. But I think I'm starting to understand what you've been saying. I can't quite see it, boss, but I can tell that she's communicating to me, that she's trying to tell me something. I can almost hear it. It's like singing. It's like I can hear her, but it's quiet and vague, and I can't completely make out the words she's saying.
I'm glad you're starting to understand what I mean. You've got a lot to learn, but you're incredibly intuitive.
That's not something I've been told too often.
Well, you are. You agree, driver, runner, right? He's our newest employee, but he's learning so much and growing faster than any other employee I've ever seen.
Definitely. I was certainly not that intelligent when I was first employed for you.
Neither was I. Like boss was saying, Agent, you're really remarkable at this agency. You're really good at what you do.
I knew the most complicated and difficult operation in the history of an agency at you. I just threw it at you. You know that?
That is what you told me.
And you completed it. There were mistakes. Yeah, there was some bumps in the road. I mean, at a point, I thought the entire operation would be over, you know? You got me really nervous when you told me that the train was stuck. But you went beyond the orders. You broke out. You knew that this mission was urgent, and you found a way to prioritize the completion of this mission, even if it meant putting yourself in danger. I put you at the most important moving piece of Operation Number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa, because I knew that if you were able to accomplish this, you would be the most skilled agent we've ever had. And you did. Everyone, he did it. You've proven yourself worthy, Agent. The days that you spent questioning your purpose are over. The days you spent not knowing what you were meant to do will no longer be a part of your life. This is your skill, Agent, your calling, your area of expertise. You were born to steal, and you've done it beautifully.
Boss starts another round of applause.
That's what I'm talking about. Agent, this is something I've thought about ever since the day I met you at our interview. You show a potential in this agency that I've never seen before. Operation Number 23, Steal the Mona Lisa, was a test. And I had my doubts and I had my concerns, but you have passed. This agency has been around for some time. We've had our fair share of agents, but none like you. I could really see you growing into a leader here.
Thank you, boss. I appreciate your kind words.
I'm not just a man of my words. I take action when I see potential. I make decisions off of it. And I've been thinking a lot lately. And I've just decided. I plan to be the leader of this agency until the day I die. And I don't like to think about that day at all. But now I feel a lot calmer when I think about it because I've come up with a plan. I know that you have the will in you, that if you have the spirit to continue in this agency, to care for its employees, to interview new applicants and choose the best agents in the world for us, agents, you will become my successor.
Runner and driver hug agent.
Oh my God!
Sins.
But boss, you're still so young.
The future's full of uncertainty.
I could never replace you. I really don't think I'm the right choice. I could never live up to what you've done.
I know you feel an immense amount of doubt right now, but I know you. I know you inside and out. I know you better than you know yourself, and I know that this is what's right for you. Runner, driver, do you agree?
Definitely.
So, agent, I ask you to please take this opportunity. Many agents dream of this day. Will you accept the offer?
Well, boss, I'm incredibly honored. I no way expected for this to happen after my first operation of all occasions. You've given me a lot to think about.
Explain to me a little bit more of what it is that you need to think about, what you need to consider. You haven't got any other plans, have you? Now that you've stolen the Mona Lisa, you'll be the most wanted criminal in the world. You belong to us.
That was true for a very long time. I couldn't imagine myself outside of the agency.
Then tell me what's on your mind.
Agent hears a singing voice from offstage.
Can I ask you a question, boss?
Go ahead.
What are we gonna do with the Mona Lisa?
What do you mean? We have her now. She's safe. She's free.
Are we selling her?
That's very possible. Although our future plans are quite unclear.
Where are we selling her to?
I can see you trying to plan for the future. That's what a truly skilled leader would do.
But I'd like to know where. Are we selling her to another museum? You said she was free now.
She is.
Then how can we put her back? I think that's what you're trying to do. I don't quite know. I can never really tell exactly what your plan is, but I think you're going to do whatever it takes to get money.
Do you think money is at the center of this operation? No. We're about growth, innovation, and potential. Money is obviously important, but we're about potential above all. And yes, we're about crime. Some people were set out for this lifestyle. I was, you were.
Well, why do we do it? Why did we take this painting rather than any other piece of art in the world? Is it because of the profit? The Mona Lisa is the most valuable painting in the world. And why are we taking art in the first place? I think the Mona Lisa is an ugly painting, but it means a lot to people. So why are we taking it?
What we're doing with the Mona Lisa isn't any of your concern. I make those decisions because I'm the boss. One day you'll be the boss and you can decide. But right now, your job is to celebrate your achievement of pulling off the biggest heist in the world and accept your new position as official successor. I appreciate your worries, though, Agent. That type of thinking will become really useful one day.
I don't trust you, boss. I don't know what you're going to do with this, but I don't think it's right. If you had the opportunity, you'd sell the Mona Lisa to a billionaire. Let some rich dude keep it in his mansion house only for his friends and family to see.
What are you talking about? You don't know anything about what I'm going to do with the Mona Lisa. It's possible that we may be selling it to a private collector, but honestly, we're probably just going to go with the highest bidder. We need to keep the agency running. You live a good life here with us. We take care of you as the agency because we have the means. So if I'm being truthful, I can't stand here and tell you that it doesn't matter. Ideally, the Mona Lisa will go to the museum. But if the MoMA can't pay the money for the ransom.
But they can't. I don't know how they'll pay. The painting is their main source of income. How will they earn money to pay now that they can't sell tickets to see the Mona Lisa?
Agent, you're worrying about things out of proportion.
I think I'm starting to remember my dream, boss. The dream I had as a child. Dream I forgot about when life got hard and I couldn't take it anymore. But I remember it now. I'm not gonna stand here and let you manipulate me out of it a second time.
What's the dream? You only have one dream. I know you. I know what you want. I know what's best for you. And
I almost forgot. For so long, I forgot that anything existed outside of the news and the agency. I felt so happy being here with all of you that I forgot that I ever wanted anything more out of life. But I remember now. She reminded me when I met her today. I'm gonna leave.
that isn't what you want.
Agent picks up the Mona Lisa.
Agent, what are you doing? I don't know what sort of episode you're going through right now, but you're not usually like this.
We worked really hard on this operation. You need to stay here. You need to stay here and you need to become a successor. You have to.
Boss, I never want to turn out anything like you. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna become my own person. I'll learn everything. Everything about the world. Everything about how we can stop it from falling apart. Everything about the oceans and the wind and the storms that happen when everything collides. I'm gonna learn how to stop that.
I am ordering you to put down the Mona Lisa at once.
I'm gonna become a meteorologist. I'll have my own show. Families will watch me in the morning while they drink their orange juice. Parents will call after their kids who just stepped out of the house to tell them to go back inside to grab a raincoat and an umbrella.
Agent, put her down. You belong here. We gave you everything.
I can't stay here any longer.
Agent,
Goodbye.
Agent takes the Mona Lisa and runs out the front door with it.
go after him. And don't come back until you have him and the Mona Lisa back.
Driver and runner, they race out the door. Lights shift. Epilogue. The train tunnels, 5:24 p.m. Agent and lawyer sitting down next to each other. Lawyer has her phone out. They are both watching the news. We hear the voice of a newscaster.
We are looking for the burglar of the Mona Lisa on account of two crimes. First, the possession of illegal weapons, in this case, a real laser, which had been banned from non-military personnel in an act passed by Congress last October. Second, he is being charged with the robbery of America's most precious national treasure, the Mona Lisa. If any of you have any information about this criminal or his accomplice who he was seen throwing the painting to, please notify your local police department or call our news number at...
Lawyer changes the channel.
Breaking news. Mona Lisa is stolen in plain sight at 3:43 today. Social media is in an uproar. The whole world is in hysteria. Protesters are crowding the NYPD headquarters, urging for faster action in finding the Mona Lisa. The last time the Mona Lisa was stolen was 1911, and it was not recovered for 2 whole years. This time, New Yorkers are not willing to wait that long. No one would have ever guessed that today the Mona Lisa could be stolen by 2 visitors during some of MoMA's busiest business hours and in plain sight. It's outrageous, abominable, horrific, contumelious, barbaric, purely criminal, villainous, wicked, and sinful. My, I need to sit down for a minute. This is all too much. Too much. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. Please go to commercial now, please.
A voice starts playing a commercial.
What's the best way to a brighter, healthier smile with all new Colgate Extra Strength?
Lawyer changes the channel.
What I feel is like the radical left is leading out this conversation is the way that this burglary of the Mona Lisa is an attack upon Western civilization itself. Western civilization is our birthright. Undefended, it collapses. And so we must fight to preserve it. Anyone who tries to steal the Mona Lisa is launching a forthright, unsolicited attack on the very basis of the values we call American. And if we allow this attacker to get away with this, then what's next? Tradition, infrastructure, faith, that's who we are. And if the Mona Lisa gets taken away from us, what part of our American institution will be allowed to fall next?
Lawyer turns off her phone.
Do you think I made the right decision?
I'm not sure.
How did your meeting go?
I didn't show up.
Oh,
Do you think I made the right decision?
I'm not sure either.
What are we supposed to do now?
Stay here and die?
I don't want to do that. Neither do you.
Fuck this all. I think my life is over. I left and I had all these plans for the future. What am I supposed to do now? Can't show my face to the world ever again, let alone become a meteorologist and run a weather channel. Why did I leave? I had a job, I had a place to live, a dysfunctional group of people that I considered something like family. Nothing now.
You don't have nothing now. You have yourself. You have some level of autonomy, and you have the Mona Lisa. The people out there care about the Mona Lisa more than they could ever care about you. You have it, and you have all the power. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm sure if you can find a way to somehow announce that you're willing to give it back and negotiate some terms, you can ask for some clemency. Maybe you can even request for some action to be taken to try to fix the whole ocean flooding, world falling apart thing in return for the Mona Lisa. For whatever reason, people care about this painting. You can use that to your advantage.
Those are valuable ideas. I need to think. Thank you for everything. Meeting you on the train really changed my life, and everything might be terrible, but at least I'm not like one of those rats living mindlessly under a rat monarchy anymore. And you've done enough for me. You can leave now if you want. They don't know that you know me, and I know you didn't show up to your appointment for this, but it's too late for me to go back to your job. But for you, you could go back to your job and your life. Do you want to leave?
Not really. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to me if I stay in these tunnels either, but I've never met a person who I could talk about all the awful things that are going on in the world with, you know, and I think that's something pretty valuable. Was giving everything up to say a big fuck you to the system worth it? Probably not, but I guess there's still some value in it, and I stand by that.
I used to manufacture fake passports. Maybe I can make us some fake IDs. We can get out of New York, go somewhere else, find a forest or something where we can just exist outside of society.
But if we decide to live outside of society, there's no way for us to make it better.
I guess we'll just stay here for now then. Come up with a plan. And meanwhile, I think we can find the rat society that we helped to overthrow their king. I'm sure they welcome us and keep us safe, at least until we have a better plan. All the authorities in the world are no match for a bunch of revolutionary rats.
Yeah, that's good. I can also help heal the rat that I kicked, and I feel kind of bad about that now.
And if at any point you want to leave, if you're not in too deep.
I might, but I feel like we're together on this.
When we were in the station earlier today, do you remember what direction the rats ran off?
West. And I still have my compass necklace. Again, I studied a lot about rat migration patterns in college. So with that and my compass, I can find them by the end of the day and we can figure out a plan.
Perfect. You're really great, you know.
I think you are too. You know, whatever happens next, you know, you'll be a cool person to have by my side. Can I ask you something?
Of course, anything.
What's your name?
It's been a really long time since someone's asked me that. My name is Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
I realized I don't know yours either. What's your name?
Julia. And it's great to officially meet you.
Lawyer and agent Tyler and Julia shake hands.
Looking forward to getting to know you. You still might be a serial killer, but that's a chance I'm willing to take.
Are we ready to leave?
Yeah. Let's move fast.
Agent and lawyer get up. Suddenly, the Mona Lisa turns from a painting into a person and gets up with them. Agent, lawyer, and the Mona Lisa herself link arms and walk off stage into the unknown. Lights, end of play.
Woo! Woo! All right. Yes, that was so wonderful. Yes. Hi, all. My name is Denise Hughes. I am the Manager of Education Programs at MCC, and I am here to welcome our cast members to the virtual stage. Cast members, please turn on your cameras for your virtual bows. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. So amazing. Huge thanks to our entire fantastic cast and creative team, our project and stage manager, Garrett McGrath, and our Director of Public Engagement and Education, Trisha Patrick, who you met earlier. Special thanks to FRESHPLAY's Artistic Director, Lucy Thurber, and Associate Artistic Director, Rendara Santiago. Congratulations and thank you to our Director, Jenna Worsham, for bringing this vision to life, and to our brilliant playwright, Gina Travis. We love you, Gina. We are so proud of you. And lastly, thank you, dear audience, for your donations, and most importantly, for joining us tonight. All right, y'all. It has been so fun having you here. We hope to see you at our next Fresh Play Friday that will be in May. And until then, stay safe and be well. Bye, y'all.